Welcome back to Dreamin' Dragons. Gardening and growing these beautiful plants is damn dirty business. And since kicking off my channel, I've had a few questions regarding what soil or growing medium I whack my plants in. Historically, I've used the more premium potting or cacti mixes. Having grown my collection of dragons in waves, I've noticed trelli flourish for about 18 months and then progressively become more sickly, disease-ridden, or just not as poppy, and I've stood around the yard scratching my head thinking to myself, what on earth is wrong with these things? Over the last year or so, I've been blessed to have become mates with some fellow growers, some of who have switched their sanity for soil knowledge. I've discovered that many of my problems bubble from the ground up. There's plenty of incredible soil and microbiology research out there, and I'm not even going to try and tackle or go into the depths that these guys do. But what I will do is give a breakdown on what I'm putting in my pots and why. I wanted something pretty simple, pretty basic, with ingredients I can easily get and won't set me back a fortune, but also won't slowly strangle my plants because repotting these bad boys is a pain in the backside. When I got elbow deep in my pots taking a look around, I discovered that the mixes I'd been buying and using had become compacted, tar-like sludge, and I virtually needed a pickaxe to hack it all out. Being loaded with bark and woody products, which are breaking down and rotting, it really should have been no surprise that they were struggling in retrospect. So, very loosely, what I've learned our plants need is a mix with large and small materials that create space not just for water to travel between, but also draw in oxygen for our plants' roots. And by having this mix of shapes and sizes aids in creating these pathways. It's also important to have a percentage of inert materials that won't break down and become compacted, crippling our drainage and aeration. This is in no particular order, but firstly, these Malteser-looking nugs are expanded clay balls, which are super lightweight and porous. They don't break down and they drain really well. 10% of my mix this year are these bad boys. Next, we have peat moss. It's important to have some good quality organic material that won't break down, and that's peat moss in a nutshell. Peat moss helps to manage water movement by retaining some moisture and nutrients that would have otherwise leached out of our soil, whilst letting go of excess water. Super loose and fluffy stuff, and 30% of my mix. Coarse river sand next, another cracker for improving aeration and drainage, plus doesn't break down or compact easily, 20%. Next, we have our biochar/horticultural charcoal, which is carbon, an organic material, again adding different shapes and sizes to the mix, aids in aeration and drainage, plus nutrients and beneficial microbes cling and breed around and on it. Brilliant! Only 5% of this stuff though. And lastly, our premium potting mix. I'm currently using Sears Premium Potting Mix. I'd probably say it's one of, if not the best, available from your traditional outlets here in Australia. It does have some peat blends, some sand, rock minerals, and carbons, but also it does have quite a bit of organic material that will break down. I've only gone with 35% of the potting mix in this, which I don't anticipate should cause too much drama considering the other ingredients whacked in. Here's our mix when it's all smashed together. I know you can't feel through the screen, but it's feeling awfully fluffy and soft. I took it for a spin and so far I'm liking how it's draining. Soaked it through, came back to check it 36 hours late. Delightfully fluffy and light with a little dampness to it. Happy days. So, to reiterate, soil 35%, peat moss 30%, coarse river sand 20%, clay balls 10%, biochar 5%. I feel soil health and soil science is really taking off, which is incredible. So feel free to drop your soil concoction in the comments below. Would love to hear and see what magic recipes this incredible community has up its sleeve. And also, if you haven't already, hit that like and subscribe button. It does wonders to help support my channel and will help you stay up to date with all the dragon fruity goodness we have going on here. Cheers guys.